Welcome back to the TMBC Wake YouTube channel. If you haven't entered the surfboard giveaway yet, make sure to get over to that video and get yourself entered. I'll put a link right above me, I'll put a link in the description below, and I'll put a link at the end of this video. Alright, so this is the 4th episode in the Wakeboat ownership series, a series that I've been getting pretty good feedback on. Seems like the series is being well received. In this video, I'm going to provide you with some tips on how you can compare used wakeboats to new wakeboats, and hopefully it'll help you make your decision on whether or not you should buy a used wakeboat or a new wakeboat. If you haven't watched the rest of the videos in this series, make sure to start with episode 1. I'll put a link right above me for that video. There will likely be times in this video and in subsequent videos where I will reference past videos in this series. And chances are those videos will have some information that could help you as well. Alright, so let's start talking about used versus new. I think this is a topic in the wakeboat industry and probably vehicle industry in general that gets thrown around a lot. People always have very high opinions to share for both used and new. And the fact of the matter is there are valid points on both sides. And I believe you should analyze the scenario for your own situation and make the best decision for you, because my decision or anybody else's decision is not necessarily going to be the best decision for you. So what I've come up with is essentially a pros list that you can rate. And the reason why I say a pros list is because it's based off of a pros and cons list. But for the purposes of this video and this tool, we're going to assume that any pro that we list for a used wakeboat is likely going to be a con for a new wakeboat. And any pro that we list for a new wakeboat will likely be a con for a used wakeboat. A good example would be price. Obviously the price of a used wakeboat compared to a new wakeboat is going to be more affordable. So price is going to fall in the pros category for used wakeboats, and that would be a con for the new wakeboat section. But we don't need to worry about cons with the tools that I'm going to cover. We only need to worry about pros. We're going to try to keep it positive. Another example would be reliability. One could argue that you might find a used boat that could possibly be more reliable than a new boat, but I believe it would be safe to say that in most cases, or on average, a brand new boat would be more reliable than a used boat. So in that scenario, reliability would fall in the pros column. So that being said, before we get started, I want to make sure that you are aware that I'm not telling you you should use this tool and only this tool to make your decision. In fact, there's probably many other tools and many other things that factor in your decision. I simply want to provide a tool that could help in your decision on whether or not you should purchase a used wakeboat or a new wakeboat. Alright, so I'm going to show you a document where I'm going to list the pros for used wakeboats and new wakeboats. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to list those pros. So I'm going to have a used column and I'm going to have a new column, and we're just going to list the pros. So the first pro I'm going to list is price/affordability. I'm going to list that pro for used because in general a used boat is going to be more affordable and a lower price than a brand new boat. Okay, so our next pro is going to be warranty. So I know you can find used boats with warranty left on them, but in general, new boats are going to have more warranty, so that pro will fall under new boats. The next pro is initial value. In general, new boats are going to lose most of their initial value on the front end during the first few years that you own it. When you buy a used boat, in most cases, so long as you make sure you are not buying the boat for more than it's worth, your value is going to be stronger. So that pro will fall under used boats. The next pro I have is reliability. In general, on average, a brand new boat should be more reliable than a used boat. So that pro is going to fall under new boats. The next pro I have is performance. If we are comparing the same model of boat, for example, a Malibu 23 LSV, maybe a 2014 compared to a 2020, the 2020 is going to have more performance. So that pro is going to go under new. The next pro I'm going to list is technology. In general, there's going to be more technology advances on new models. So that pro is going to fall under new. The next pro I'm going to list is towability. In general, wake boats over time have gotten heavier and heavier so that they can plow more water or displace more water and cause bigger wakes and waves behind the boat. So older boats are going to be more towable and can be towed with lighter vehicles, whereas newer boats may or may not require a heavier duty vehicle. So that pro is going to go under used. The next pro I'm going to list is customization. You do have the ability to customize used boats to a certain point, but ultimately the amount of customization you can do is going to be best if you order a brand new boat. So that pro is going to be listed under new. The next pro I'm going to list is 20-year financing. So depending on how old your boat is, it may limit the length of the terms for the loan that you might acquire to purchase your boat. And the reason why I'm going to list this one under new is because this may be the difference of you buying an 8-year-old used boat or a brand new boat, with the payment being the same, but obviously financing it over more time. The last pro I'm going to list is trendy appearance. In general, the newer the boat, the more it's going to follow the current trend or be setting the trend of appearance of wake boats, and therefore may give you a better feeling. It's not to say that older boats don't look great. If it's important to you to keep with the current trends, then trendy appearance would likely fall under new. So that's all the pros I'm going to list. Keep in mind, you can come up with more pros, and each one of these pros is going to get rated. And one pro may mean way more to one person than it does another person. And that's how this tool is going to help you determine that. And I would love it if you would comment some more ideas of different pros that you could list for either used or new, as that would be helpful for those who are viewing this video. All right, so let's go back to the document where I've listed the pros. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take each one of those pros and we are going to rate each one with a percentage. And all of the percentages in the end should add up to 100%. So I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to rate price and affordability at 20% for me because that is pretty important to me. I'm going to rate warranty at 10% because it is important to me to be under warranty, but maybe not quite as important as price. I'm then going to rate initial value at 5% because for me, I'm much more concerned about some of the other pros than I am my initial value. And then I'm going to rate reliability at 20% because it is very important to me that I don't miss a day on the lake. Next, I'm going to rate performance at 20% because it's also very important to me to have the biggest wakes and waves that I can find within my budget. And next, I'm going to rate towability at 1%. So far, all the boats I've owned, I've been able to tow with a half ton. And although that probably would not apply to an M235 and now the M240 and maybe the G23 Paragon, so far a half ton has taken care of my towing needs. So it's not been that important to me. Next, I'm going to rate technology at 10%. because it is important to me to have some nice new technology features. I could see this Pro being rated much lower for other people. Next, I'm going to rate customization at 5% because I do like to have my own colors and I like to build a boat with my own options, but in the end, I could live without those customizable features. Next, I'm going to rate 20-year financing at 5%. 20-year financing is important to me. It is what I have done on the last few boats, although I think I could live without it. Lastly, I'm going to rate trendy appearance at 4%. I do like my boat to look good and follow the new trends, so it is somewhat important to me, but not a deal breaker. So now that I've rated each one of these, and I make sure that my percentages all add up in total to 100%, now I can see what percentage falls on the used side and what percentage falls on the new side. So for me, 26% of my concern falls on the used side and 74% of my concern falls on the new side. So this tool will be helpful for me in determining that the new boat features are very important to me and maybe I should go with a new boat. Now your ratings could vary incredibly from this. I also suggest you do your own pros list where you list the pros on the side that you feel they should fall on, because your thoughts may differ from mine. And also some helpful tips on how you might rate one of these pros. I'll give you some examples. Let's say we're comparing my 2007 23 LSV to a 2017 23 LSV. That would make this tool much more clear because there's going to be big differences between those two boats. But in most cases, you're probably going to be comparing, for example, a 2014 23 LSV to a 2017 23 LSV, or maybe even a used 2018 23 LSV to a used 2019 23 LSV. And I'm only using the 23 LSV because I have a good amount of knowledge on that boat. In the case that you're comparing a used 2018 to a used 2019, then there are going to be certain pros that are not going to differ much in rating. For example, if we were to talk about warranty, if you have 3 years left on the 2018 and you have 5 years on a brand new 2019, then even though I would still list warranty as a pro on the new side, I would probably rate it with a 2 or a 3 because it's not so different in that the used boat has no warranty that it's going to have a huge impact. Another example would be technology. If you're comparing a 2018 23 LSV to a 2019 23 LSV, used 2018, new 2019, I don't believe the technology is going to be any different. So you may rate that as a 0 or completely take it off your pros list. Now, if you were going to compare a 2018 23 LSV to a 2020 23 LSV, then there's some differences. They changed up the screens and the electronics on the 2020 23 LSV. So it would depend on the importance of the difference in those screens. In the end, as much as you can get your hands on both of the boats that you're comparing and do demos in the boats that you're comparing, the better, because it's going to give you more information to support this tool. So that's all I have for this week's video. I hope that information helped you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, leave comments below with your thoughts, maybe extra tips, helping people compare used boats to new boats and making a decision on which one they should buy. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit that notifications bell so you can be notified of my future videos. I'll see you next week.